I think there's a popular saying, fake it till you make it. And sometimes people think, is that right? Should I fake something if I'm not there already? But in law of attraction or manifestation, people probably refer to a very similar concept, but call it acting as if. And I remember many years ago, I heard a speaker speak at an event who said, as ising, as ifing. And take everything for as it is, not worse than it is, and at the same time, act as if it's already happened. And I remember when I learned that concept, it completely changed my life, because I remember those were the days in my early 20s where I was really struggling, like financially, to make anything work. But then I started to apply the concept. And when I started to apply the concept, I actually manifested millions of dollars. And it didn't come slowly. It came almost too fast because I was young, I was naive. I didn't even know what to do with that amount of money. So I ended up blowing it away, doing silly things. But I still thought that it'd be very interesting to actually break it down for you guys, because it's not just as simple as you think it is. People think, oh, should I just pretend I'm rich and then I'll become rich? No, not really, because there's a lot of principles to it. And that's why in this video, I'll break down every part of the whole formula so that you can note it down and maybe give it a try. And you never know, the next millionaire might be you. We're going to break it down in this video, but before we get into it, show wheel, hit it. Namaste everyone, Namo Himalaya. This is Sri Akarshana here. And in this video, I want to break down for you a very simple concept. Simple but not easy. And I say that because there's quite a lot of parts to it. I have to tell you, I was probably using the fake it till you make it or act as if for quite a few years before it actually worked. But it wasn't because it takes a few years. In fact, when I got it right and I used the exact right methodology, it only took 6 months to manifest millions of dollars. Now, why am I saying that it's not as easy as people think? The method is simple, because all you got to do is you just got to act as if you are a millionaire already, right? It's simple. But is it easy? Well, think about it. Hey, if you've got a lot of bills to pay right now, and I'm saying, hey, pretend you're really rich, you're going to be like, dude, I'm stressed right now. I don't even know how to pay next month's rent. So how can you act as if you're really rich if you can't even make ends meet right now? It's very tough, because in those moments you have a need. But when you have a need, law of attraction doesn't work for you. I'm going to say that one more time, right? At dire moments when you need something, law of attraction doesn't work for you, because you got to be in trust, you got to be in surrender, you got to be in knowing. You have to be in knowing, not in need. So then, if you are in a position where you're not so financially well right now, and you're trying to act rich, how are you going to act rich? How are you going to go about doing it? So I want you to first understand what type of person you are, because this will not work for everybody unless you change the way you are and the way your mindset is, the way your perspective is facing situations and challenges and problems. So I'll tell you, when I first started and people said, okay, act as if, and I also heard and understood a different concept as well. Well, slightly, it's kind of like a collaboration concept, okay, because it works together very well. And that's sowing and reaping. If you want to manifest more money in your life, you got to be willing to put money out, because it's the flow of energy. What you put out, you get back. You put love out, you get love back. You put money out, you get money back, right? But not all the time. I'm sure many people have invested in things before and they didn't make any money. But why is that? It's because the method, right, what you put it out to, what you put it out to is extremely, extremely important in this equation. Give you a simple example, okay? If you are going out there pretending to be rich and you're splashing out money on liabilities, it's very hard for you to become rich. Because the energy of liabilities and the energy of assets is completely different. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, so if you go out there, you start splashing out on new handbags, you start splashing out on all these Gucci and Louis Vuitton when you can't really afford it, right? Because somewhere inside your conscious or unconscious, you know this thing is not going to make you money. The designer bags is not going to make you money. So there's always this subconscious fear and doubt that you've just overspent. So when there's this doubt and this fear, guess what? That vibration will always be there in the back of your head, right? In the back of your being. And guess what? It's manifesting the bad results. So it doesn't mean that if you put the energy out, you will get the energy back. If you put the energy out towards the right thing, you will get the energy back. So now you're thinking, okay, cool. So I'm supposed to put money out even if I don't have the money. I find the money to put money out, but what do I put the money out on? You got to put the money out on assets. I remember one of my early mentors used to always say, there's only two assets you can look at when it comes to return, things that bring return. The first asset and the greatest asset of all is you, is yourself. I can't even begin to think how many tens of thousands of dollars I used to put out on hiring coaches, on classes, on events, on coaching programs, right? I literally traveled the world attending all these classes, learning all these things, because guess what? Now, many, many years later, all of these skills are still with me, right? I've prepared my vessel, I've built my container, and it will stick with me for the rest of my life. I cannot lose the knowledge that I received. And so one of the greatest asset classes when it comes to investing is investing in yourself, because you will stay with you forever, right? And you need you to be a good you, a strong you, a knowledgeable you forever. So when you invest in yourself, you know that you only grow and you become a bigger person from it. And when you're a bigger person, you attract more. The second thing is investing in businesses, right? So if you know that you're investing in something that is going to generate a return, then obviously, even if you don't have the money, and if you find a way to find money, I always say this, you know, some people say, what do you mean find money? If I don't have money, how do I find money? Actually, you all know how to do it. Think of all those months you said you couldn't pay the bills or you couldn't pay the rent. Somehow, even though those dire situations you thought, I'm going to get kicked out, you still managed to make it work. How? Because you found the money, right? We always say there's never the lack of money, only ever the lack of creativity. If you tell yourself, I don't have the money to do this, I don't have the money to take this opportunity, guess what? You won't be able to take the opportunity. But if you ask yourself, we always say with questions comes answers. If you ask yourself the question, how or where do I find the money to make this happen? And you tell yourself, I'm the make it happen person, you will find a way. Because you are solution focused. You're not problem focused. And what you focus on expands. The answers will come. So when you starting to do that, and this is what I did in my early 20s, I took out a $600,000 loan to open my first restaurant business. Now, some of you may think that's absolutely crazy. How can you do that at 21? I don't know. You can call me naive, but I went to many banks, swiped many credit cards, got loads of asset finance loans and personal loans, and stacked them all together, and it equated to around $600,000. I opened my first restaurant business. Was it easy? Did I just walk into the bank and they gave me it straight away? Absolutely not. Many banks rejected me. But eventually I made it work because I'm the make it happen person. Now then I opened my restaurant. Now did it just bring in loads of money straight away? Absolutely not. I had to work hard at it. But I want you guys to understand something. The very important part of this whole equation, I was acting as if I had the money. I found the money. I made it happen. Even when the restaurant was not profitable, I was still in positivity. This is extremely important. So sometimes we think that, oh, acting as if I splash out money, then money will come to me, but I worry about it. No. If you are in the vibrational frequency of worry, it will not come to you. So you have to surrender your emotions in that moment to connect divinely with the universe and say, hey, remember, you're one with the universe. The universe is infinite. The universe is you. You are infinite. I want you to remember this, especially during those hard times, during those challenging times. Remember, God will never give you anything you cannot handle. There is no challenge that will ever be bigger than you. Every challenge is a blessing in disguise, and everything you go through, you grow through. It's divinely orchestrated to allow you that opportunity and space to grow, inclusive of every financial challenge you may be facing right now. It was supposed to be there. If you are extremely financially challenged, then guess what? God thinks highly of you. This is something that I always reminded myself. Whenever some big problem happened, I always looked up and I said, God, you must think highly of me. Now that is a big perspective shift, because it takes me from being a worrier to suddenly becoming a warrior, right? You become unstoppable because you realize, hey, wait there a second, God's on my side. And then you get back into positivity, knowing that you are infinite, knowing that you are abundant, and knowing that you are destined for greatness, you are destined for abundance, and this path is for you. And so during that time, it was a constant battle. I can't tell you that, oh yeah, I said it once, and guess what? I was never fazed by poverty or never fazed by the lack of money again. No, it happened on a daily basis. It reminded me, especially when I got the letters through the doors, the red letters reminding you, hey, it's 3 months overdue. Of course, there was a constant battle. But every time I got into that battlefield, every day, I opened that letter and it shocked me again, put me into doubt. I asked myself the question once more, who am I? So I'm asking you now, who are you? You are the universe. You're abundant, you're powerful. Always remember that. And if you remember that during those times, you become unstoppable. You come from worrier to warrior. And so when I started to do that, and I did these practices every single day, acting as if, allow money to go out to assets, find the money, be creative, always ask the right questions, right? Continue to act and feel abundant every single day. Tap into the vibrational frequency. Change my environment. When I did all of these things, in the 6th month, I manifested a $15 million deal. Completely shocked me. Because I went from somebody who had no money. There wasn't even a stepping stone. It wasn't like, oh, God gave me 100K first. No, it was literally like, oh, you're broke. Oh, 15 million. Absolutely crazy. And I wish you could actually take I don't even believe if you watch this video once, you probably caught all the golden nuggets in this, because everything that I said in this, if you write it down and you practice it to the T, remind yourself, stick it on your wall, become that every single day, do the practices, right? You will see results. So if you did enjoy this video, you got anything out of it whatsoever, or it's just a little bit of motivation for you, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Comment below. Let us know if you guys have any questions, or if you guys could save this video for when you actually have your success story. It would be wonderful for you to come back and share your success story with everybody else too, to just show everybody that it is possible. Then at least you have a way of paying it forward, just as I am right now, paying the message forward and helping you guys with your journey too. If you enjoyed this video and you're completely new to this channel, you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it. That's a little bell sign, by the way, because this year we're dedicated to making daily videos, so hold you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, we are signing out. Namaste. Namo Himalaya.